For super cheap FIFA points to open up packs and get the highest rated players, go to CD Keys. They have iOS and Android top-ups cheaper than retail with instant delivery. The links are in the description. Go check them out. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome to FIFA Mobile Road to Glory. Can we possibly get things back on track now that they have apparently fixed the issues? We'll explain it in a second. We're going to kick off with a daily warm-up event that hopefully won't freeze by the time we finish it. So obviously we just had to hit these targets. It was nothing special. It was very easy. Actually managed to hit 2 in one. Did I hit 2 in one day? And then we hit 5 of 5 and we got a little token and we move on. We only opened the pack yesterday, so of course we need another 6. So I'll see you again in 6 days for that pack, of course. We're going to do what I said yesterday was one of the most monotonous live events you could ever do. This is so boring. This sends me to sleep. I hate this. Why? I mean, just mix it up a little bit. Put a defender in there, you got to try and pass past him or something. Pick up a drills token. We're quite away from that as well. So again, I'll see you again in about a week. Although, the Champions event is in full swing as well. So I'm going to try and hope to get myself a cup that is worth something. I'm not a massive fan of doing the cups. I've packed a couple of decent players throughout the year doing this. I think it was Adal Turan, the last one we packed in the Road to Glory. I can't remember what episode it was. But this time round, we only pack a Russia Cup, which is useless. It's the cheapest one available. There's only one, I think, one elite player we could possibly... It's just useless. No one really cares. Let's do a Road to Riches. These have been reasonably kind to me over the winter period. But unfortunately, this time round, it wasn't that generous to me whatsoever. I've done it twice. I did it on my second account. Did it on this one. I got exactly the same token. It was 250 coins. Useless. Although I do love that event with the free kicks. Now that we move into the league, you'll see that people are scoring goals again. Basically, the people who are in our league who haven't taken their turns, Mansfield there, you've probably taken your turn yesterday when the update, or before the update happened. Basically, it's been updated now. If you don't get prompted with an update, you need to go to the App Store, the Play Store, or whatever store you use, or whatever phone or device you're using, and you can update the game, which basically fixes the issue of your goals not registering. So the people who were suffering with it, which is about 50% of the community, even though EA were making out like it was like 5% of the community. Half my league weren't able to take turns, but you can now go take them. So let's get back into the league. Let's get back into the swing of things, even though that we didn't really lose. I don't think we lost one the entire time, did we? Maybe one. But either way, let's get back into the swing of things and everyone go take their turns. From now on, I will be reassessing people in the league as well. So I've been really lenient with this because people can't take their turns, or if people do take their turns, it doesn't matter anyway. So I've not really looked to kick anyone because it's impossible to tell who's taking turns and who's not. So from now on, I will be reassessing. So if you are part of the league and you can't take your turns, you will unfortunately get kicked out of the league. So the people can come into the league who will take their turns. And obviously I will be keeping an eye on that as well. So if you haven't taken them, please go do so. I got 10 goals, which isn't amazing whatsoever. Playing against some tough opponents there and getting back into the swing of actually playing the game, because I haven't played it properly for about 3 days. Done some live events and stuff, but not attack mode or anything like that. So anyway, without any further ado, we've got a couple of packs to open. And by packs, I mean plans, of course. We have an informed plan to do, which we'll do at the end. I've got a Welsh Champions plan to do, and I've got a Russian Champions plan to do. I haven't claimed them yet either. Going to be using these freeze players because I don't need them for anything. Like, I just don't care. Do you know what I mean? And thinking about it, I might be able to pick these freeze players up relatively cheap because I've done it with the Welsh players. Let's just claim that and open that later. We'll do that in a second. What are we doing? Go over to the Welsh side. I've stocked up on Regan Poole massively because he's worth like 300 to 450 coins, like nothing huge. So I'm going to stick that in there, and then I'm going to autofill. Obviously, I could have just done that from the start. But I've got enough for 1, 2, 2.5, or 2 3/4 more. The Welsh Cups at the moment, though, unfortunately, where they were like 900 coins or 1,500, somewhere in between there, they're now like 4.5k. So what tends to happen is, as I'm just going to claim that, what tends to happen is that if the players are really cheap, the cups go expensive, and then vice versa. It's very, very frustrating. Let's claim that as well. Open that later. Stick these tokens in there, ready for the next time that comes around. Could probably give away Martinez and Vormer as well, but I would still need to go buy some more players. So to end things off, we are going to we're going to open these packs with those Welsh players as well. By the way, I'm going to I'm gonna like stock them up as I see them. I'm not gonna go out and like spend 4.5k on them because they're just not worth that much money. So we'll do that as and when. Let's open the Russia one first because it's like the least of my favourites. Hopefully we can get I think it's the centre back. No, we get a Barinov, which is fine because he'll either go towards. Wait, did I sell them all? I can't remember whether I sold all my Champions players. Let's open the Welsh one. If I didn't sell them, he'll go towards a plan involving Champions players. If not, he'll just go back into a Russian plan when I eventually stock up again. First of many Welsh packs, of course. We're doing him in like the next few episodes. Bang. Ooh, we get Chris Gunter. That's not bad, actually. Normally get Williams, left mid, Silver. But Chris Gunter's not a bad player to get. We might be able to sell him on for a little bit if people want. Was that a +1 handling for a goalkeeper? Interesting. Probably not. It's probably something completely different. It's probably like shooting, but they've spelt it wrong or something. I don't know. And finally, we have an Inform player pack. Now, I haven't actually seen a list of Informs. I know that you can get a Kane Man of the Match card, which obviously isn't available in this. You can get a Cesc Fabregas Master Elite, which I don't think you can actually pack anyway. And I think the other two are Dele Alli and Olivier Giroud. I believe those are the two players. I don't know any of the goal players, apart from Snodgrass, who I packed on the other account, which I may or may not do a review of. And we get Sinclair of Celtic. That's not a bad player. I mean, he's not going to go into the club, but he might be worth something, maybe, possibly. I'm going to go check it out. What is he? A 78 rated left mid. It's not a bad player to get. I mean, it's not the elite that I was obviously market unavailable. Oh, EA, mate, you go from one extreme to the other. Well, apparently we're not going to be able to check the price of him because the market is unavailable. They do really go from one extreme to the other, don't they? They're like, okay, my game is not working, you can't take your turns, but you can go on the market. Okay, now the game's working again, oh, but you can't go on the market. There's one thing or the other with them, it's always something. So, anyway, that's a tour of the players that I'm not using right now. We've got a lot of those freeze players, obviously a lot of the Regan Pools. What is he? Is he the Brazilian version? He is the Brazilian from Hertha. Interesting. Might be able to do some Brazil Cups then. I've got quite a few of these players. I might have a look around. Okay, we've got some bronze players in there. We could probably get some trophy packs underway. I'm gonna have a look through my club, and then maybe in tomorrow's episode, not a massive champions opening, but you know, maybe 4 or 5, and we'll see if we can go forward with it. I'm gonna try and stock up on the freeze players because they're really cheap, and I'm gonna see which ones correspond to like a cheap cup as well. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today's episode. We're finally back into the swing of things. So tomorrow's episode should be fuller. Obviously, they updated this like really late last night. It was like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. or something like that. So I didn't really get a chance to play it yesterday because what was the point? Because it wasn't working properly. So tomorrow's episode, in theory, should be fuller. If you've enjoyed this episode, do me a huge favour, lads, and smack that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. If you've done the Inform plan, by the way, let me know who you've got. Interesting to see if anyone's packed themselves in Elite. And until the next time, goodbye.